Are you aware that the law of cause and effect applies to everything that you do, including what you think and feel and imagine? Cause and effect applies to your fantasies. What you do in your imagination has profound effects, not only for yourself, but for those you think about. How strong would the karma be for involvement with slavery, human trafficking, prostitution, and abuse? You might think you are innocent, but if you have looked at porn, you are involved. The term pornography literally means depictions of prostitutes. It comes from a Greek word originally meaning bought, purchased. Porne and pornos were slaves, bought and sold so the slave master would profit from lust. That business continues today. When we hear the word slavery now, people tend to only think of the enslavement of Africans in previous centuries. Yet there is more slavery today than ever in our history. It is just behind closed doors.
In the past 5 years, 89 million people suffered in some form of modern slavery. Almost 3 out of every 4 slaves were women and girls, and 1 in 4 was a child.
Vulnerable people are tricked or forced into prostitution and pornography, and many of them are children. Sexually exploited slaves can be found worldwide, even in the United States. Such slavery exists because of lust and pornography. The pornography industry profits from slavery, addiction, and sexual abuse. Those who create pornography seek to profit from humanity's addiction to lust without the slightest concern for the suffering it causes.
When lust hath taken hold, it bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death.
Triple is the gate of this hell, destructive of the self, lust, anger, and greed. Therefore, one should abandon these 3. Suffering is caused by desire. Since pornography only increases desire, it can only increase suffering.
Desire never rests by enjoyment of lusts. As fire surely increases, the more fuel is offered to it.
Pornography encourages addiction to lust. Addiction enslaves our willpower and leads to the total decay of a person. If you want proof simply observe the life of any addict. The porn addict can never satisfy their desire, but they cannot stop trying, which feeds anger, violence, depression. The search for satisfaction leads to ever-increasing abuse of the sexual energy and sexual glands, and eventual depletion of one's vitality, causing early aging, impotence, glandular imbalances, and other addictions. The decline of our sexual power is why there is a rise of synthetic chemicals and drugs in an attempt to restore the wasted sexual energy. The use of pornography damages the mind and the heart. The heart becomes dull, dark, empty, and filled with dissatisfaction, despair, loneliness, and loses its sensitivity, empathy, and its sense of right and wrong. By continually seeking more stimulating sensations, the conscience degenerates and becomes capable of shameful, criminal acts. This is why there is so much violent sexual crime. Pornography causes people to confuse lust with love. Believing that lustful behavior is a sign of love has devastating consequences, leading to adultery, divorce, promiscuity, loneliness, depression, suicide. Sexual fantasy through porn corrupts and wastes our creative power. The power of creation is our sexual energy. When you waste your sexual energy, you also waste your creativity.
Those who live dreaming of carnal passions stupidly waste their creative energy in the satisfaction of their fantasized pleasures. Ordinarily, these people do not progress in their business. They fail in every sense. They end up in misery.
Pornography is a doorway to prostitution, which destroys the conscience and the body of everyone involved with it. Pornography is a doorway to black magic, witchcraft, and other harmful practices. For instance, what is commonly promoted as Tantra is actually black magic. It utilizes lust to develop negative powers. Lust is found only in devils, not in angels or Buddhas. The word pornography implies slavery. Are you a slave of pornography? Can you live without it? Spiritual development is equivalent to not being a slave to anything. Thus, if you want to be liberated from suffering, you must first be liberated from slavery to porn and lust. Addiction is slavery, self-imposed. Furthermore, can you really accept the suffering that porn causes for others? The porn industry is linked to sexual slavery worldwide, including the prostitution, enslavement, and sexual abuse of children. The use of pornography supports the enslavement and degeneration of humanity. If you truly want to live a spiritual life and benefit other people, your every action must reflect that goal.
True human beings never desecrate sex. True human beings know that sex is sacred. Human beings know that wonderful force put the universe into existence. So why should we see perversity in sex? Why do we spit on the holy shrine of love? Why do we look lustfully at what is sacred?
Love and sex are normal, natural, and necessary. Lust is not. Lust is demonic. Pornography has nothing to do with love. That is why every genuine spiritual tradition condemns pornography, lasciviousness, lust.
Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
The insect rushes towards the fire or lamp, thinking that it is a flower, and gets burnt up. Even so, the passionate man runs towards a false, beautiful form, thinking that he can get real happiness there, and gets himself burnt up in the fire of lust.
If you fail to kill your lust, then you will fall into the demonic way.
Lustful people do not enter the path of liberation.
Lust is the doorway to hell. Chaste sexuality and love are the doorway to paradise. This secret is hidden in every religion. Since genuine spiritual development is the process of growing the qualities of the consciousness, such as love, sacrifice for others, humility, kindness, this means that genuine spirituality is totally incompatible with lust and porn. One cannot grow spiritually if one is involved with the slavery and prostitution of others, nor with addiction to lust. Therefore, those who sincerely want upright spiritual development must abandon pornography and lust. Addiction to porn can be conquered by applying intelligent action. First, stop looking at it. Right now, forever. Negative emotions, like lust, are conquered with superior emotions, like love. Instead of looking at others with the eyes of lust, learn to look at them as if they were your own children. Every day, contemplate the suffering that lust and pornography cause, so that you will develop strong resolve. Avoid lustful influences and seek innocent ones. Spend time with innocent people, such as children, the elderly, or those who are spiritually dedicated. These influences will strengthen your heart and your dedication to doing what is right. Learn to transmute your sexual energy every day. If you are single, learn pranayama. If you are married, learn scientific chastity through sexual cooperation with your spouse. Study the scriptures, especially the books about transmutation. Lust charges an atmosphere with negativity and attracts subtle parasites that drain us of energy. Clean such places with raw incense like asafoetida, benzoin, or sage. To heal the damage caused by the use of pornography, use the magic of the roses and the Eucharist. There are also rites and runes for daily practice. All of these steps will help. But the only way to definitively conquer lust and addiction to porn is through meditation. Only meditation has the power to expose the roots of suffering hidden deep within our mind.
I, Krishna, Christ, am sex, which is not contrary to religion.
Sex is sacred. Treat it so, and you will discover a new way of living and the path out of suffering.